I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing. You see, it's necessary to drink the spirits in order to contact the void. I'll go with that one. How do you know all this? Here we go. Your wards brought me here in the first place. Semini's blood also runs through me. I am the Void Revenant. I have the powers to debad all of... No. The wards. We'll go with the wards. You're part Seminese? Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You're certain you can help us, keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. Just ask my partner Kim. He'll vouch for me. No problem whatsoever. Your family is safe. The phantoms are... Oh, let's ask my partner Kim. The lieutenant has not been listening closely enough. Oh, he mumbles in minor confusion. You've put him on the spot. Certainly so, madam. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field. She shuffles nervously. If you promise, good officer, then she pauses. You might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Actually, I'm not feeling the vibe anymore. I just wanted to get to this fridge. No, on my honour. Investigate the doomed commercial area. Thank you, sir. A timid sigh of relief, followed by a cautious smile. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity. Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire. Of course, the entity. Close your eyes, for I have sensed its presence. You have? She gasps. The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course. Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She's barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Key to the bookstore back door. We're getting in there. Some unnatural magic, I assume, she shivers. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please, do return to me after you've looked around. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there. Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just office space and the damn fridge. Don't be scared. I have a few more questions about the curse. Oh, never mind. I had other questions. Farewell for now, book peddler. I want to get that body in the fridge. We've got the body in the fridge. We're doing good. Pull open the curtain. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen. A small, terrified "oh" escapes from Plaisance as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. This might mean the death of her daughter. The hell is that? Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. What's this? Merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. I thought that was a woman. A warded door. I could get hit here. A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. Unlock the door with the key. We're not stupid. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. You feel the tiny hair on the back of your neck rise up, as if someone's standing right behind you. This would be a Halloween quest. An uneasy knot forms in the pit of your stomach. Kim? Maybe you should go first. Detective, you're the one in charge. Lieutenant motions towards the door. Open the door and enter. Instant death. I haven't saved. It's a gym down here? We're saving there. There's some stuff to play with. Oh, there might be a set of bulls in a gym. It's a bit far-fetched, but you never know. Sand is dripping from a punch bag. Is this just a shelf? What's on there? The poster says Citius Fortis. The rest is worn off. It smells like leather and sweat. Best stuff. What's that on the floor?
What is this place?
It's the netherworld. Looks like a gym to me. Yes, but no one's been here in ages. He draws a stripe on the dusty floor with his foot. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on. Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest. Let's just keep... What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages? Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we? The guy's right. I don't think I need the bag. Let's put the bag away and get the flashlight out. And I want that. Take all. Shot put ball. Excellent. We can go and give that guy his balls back now. Don't know if I need to run around with this. I think it did say when we move on, but let's take a look at this as well. Can we try and lift this? A barbell lies on the floor. The colour has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilos. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar? Lift the barbell. Notice collars? High-performance weightlifting gloves. I have high-performance weightlifting gloves? Really? Kim. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell. You're right. The weights may fall off. Better not touch it then. What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore. Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter? No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory. A memory from another life when you were young and fit. 42%, eh? Do it! Fail, dead. I've got to see it though. It was a good try. You managed to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast, just an old man with bad form. See, this place is cursed. Seems like I'm a little out of shape, or these gloves just suck. Proper weightlifting gloves would definitely afford a better grip, the lieutenant agrees. Leave. We don't have any, though. I'll just boost that up. I'll hopefully find some more health stuff. Do I have some? Don't tell me I've picked up some weightlifting gloves and not used them. Fingerless gloves? They're not, strictly speaking... weightlifting gloves. I want to try that again, though. Disco blazer. Oh, I can sell a disco blazer. What is that? Worn out wall bars. They look unsafe. Wait, hang on. Is this it in here? Oh no, there's some stairs. Okay. Oh, okay. No fridge, though. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. I'm coming back. I'm going to do that weightlifting later on. I seriously am. I can see now why it was so important to have a torch. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. This is just an empty, rundown place. Can I get in there? Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs to remind you of blades. Ooh, we've got some interesting stuff here. A naked mannequin torso, a strangely yellow colour. But where are the clothes it used to display? Oh, we've got some cash. That was well worth looking in. Okay, let's finish this bit off. We need a fridge. My voice is starting to feel it now. We'll try and get to a point. I want to try and get the body in the fridge. And then I'll feel like that particular emergency is over. There's loads of cash down here. It's fantastic. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminate top layer. Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo. What's this? A production schedule, filament memory. I have no idea what the hell that is. Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here. I don't get it. Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other. But the question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to? That's a good question. What a strange leap of imagination, and yet they still failed. How sad, finished the thought. Reality is ruthless. Has that done anything? No. Okay, so we continue advancing on. Assuming I'm not going to get attacked by anything savage in here. What the hell is this? Project Dreadboard. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. Inspect the drawings. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even aether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all these creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? See this shadow? It makes me think that this thing down here is like some giant grub moving its head up and down. It's really put me off as I'm trying to read. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. I don't think so. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. Examine the welkin. This is important. It's Vahamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Huldor, the Dwarg, the humans, and even the headless men, all of them purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all. The lieutenant can't help but comment, an inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Why would anyone spend so much time on this? Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Whisper, one of them is a welkin supremacist. Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. Kim nods at the welkin's facial hair. It's just weird. Excuse me a moment. A Titanic-sized sneeze. Sorry, folks. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the welkins. The photos. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees groaning under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm, animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers by boreal dwarg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cosy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe. You see, that Wirral stuff was mentioned, I think, in the board game section down below in the bookstore. Inspect the schedule. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi, or Mini, I don't know how's that's pronounced, stands for mini-meeting. Oh, so it is mini-me. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN, Run. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago but failed. Keep reading what happened. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region. The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness and concludes, looks like they didn't make it. A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, see the production schedule filament for details. Inspect the notes. The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. The full text reads, Heat Death of the Universe is the new black. Another note says, the biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. We're looking at a failed role-playing game here. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what she calls the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise. Let's take a look at that thing. The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels so oddly fragile in your hand, its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads, Production Schedule. Note, this filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Okay, that's what that is for. Right. What's in that? More money? A radio computer. Let me guess. This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-based heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer. A radio computer, says the lieutenant, watching you circle around the machine. Just sitting here without anyone in sight. He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. But we're looking for a fridge and we're pressed on time, so... on the other hand, it's not that I'm not interested in abandoned radio computers. Come back to this. There's a fridge. There is a fridge. And he's right about the fridge. Scribbled across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Oh, is this just taking us outside? Why did we not find the fridge? Is this taking us downstairs? Oh, it's downstairs. We're good. We're good then. Excellent. We've got some medicine. There's a polar bear down here and its eyes are glowing red. The wind howls in from the coal chute above. There's a woman with a chimney thing. There's lots of mysteries here, and the most important is the fridge right now. It's leaked out. Is this leakage? This looks like leakage to me. Ice bear fridge. You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in dust and the bear's eyes are glowing red. This ice bear is a hypercarnivore. Be careful. It's dead though, right? Well, it can't be a real bear. It can't be alive. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? Crack open the door. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. Relax, Kim. It's the fridge, remember? Of course, a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door. It does seem a bit odd, does this? Continue. Just what we were looking for. Let's see what's inside. Look inside the fridge. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with a brand name. Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. This is clearly the fridge. It looks big enough for 2 corpses. Ah, might be handy for later. It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it's capacious and cold enough too. Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge. Shall we go and get the body then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage. Okay, let's do this. The body is heavier than you expected. And stinkier. Please. Thank you. The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the basement, then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Beautiful, he says, wiping his hands on his handkerchief. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done. You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites? Yes, we need to celebrate by performing pagan rites. Let's bring out the mead and set it on fire. What? You think it's good work? No, not really. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in an ice bear fridge. This story does not leave this room. I think this is a glorious achievement and people need to hear about it. We're artists and this was our vision. I quite like that one. Should I go with that one? We did our best with the means at our disposal. Yeah, let's this isn't police work, Kim. It's art. We're artists and this was our vision. If I were an artist, this would certainly not be my vision. I'd be much, much more conservative in my work. He's right. His work would be much more formal. At least we stopped the body from decomposing further. Now we can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances. Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting. Take the note from the door. What did that do? Can I look in that? No. Oh, you pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. Nice. Examine one of the ice cream wrappers in there. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge or the decomposing body in it. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. Even under this stench, you can feel it. What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place? Good question, says Kim. It looks like an ice cream fridge. The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore? I know, says the lieutenant. What an unfortunate marketing choice. It seems like a lot of bad decisions have been made about business in this place. What's even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day. The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge. Bad. The electricity bill must be catastrophic. On the other hand, it did help us with a certain corpse situation. If I search the body one more time, do I have a skill? I think it'll only give me 5%. Let's see if we can spend it. Where's perception? Let's level up the perception. Okay. And I'm going to cheat on this. Try to remove the dead man's boots again. I thought we decided to leave it. That's okay. It's 42%. Right, just close the door. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to... It's auto-saved. Nice. We're going to open the door. We are going to cheat this a bit because I don't have enough medicines or morale to do this. Search the body one more time. Success! Your arm reaches out when your eyes close as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh. First with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand. What is this? His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent. Crawl up his nostrils. They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in. Push your finger... No, touch something else. Put your fingers in his mouth. The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track. Play with it. This feels right. The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding, hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now and look inside. Open your eyes and look. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there in the back of the mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished, no larger than 0.4 centimetres in radius. The edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after. Say, oh yeah, abrasion collar. What's an abrasion collar? Kim looks in. There's a pen in his hand. His notebook is open at the copy paper. Touch it with your finger, gently. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Put your finger in. Ooh, this is grim stuff. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage, wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem. Feel around first. The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake. Push deeper. Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. There's a cavity cut right between the hemispheres. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper. Push deeper. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. This is disgusting. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him. Punch a hole through his mouth, wriggle in. Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly, cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper, until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin. Interfacing easy. I feel a solid object right under the skull. Can you get to it? He searches his pockets for something. Inspect the skull first. There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it from the inside. The object that is there stopped just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium. We have the makings of a very small exit wound here. The lieutenant leans closer. Interphasing, 83%. Failure? You push your hand further in. Whatever is in there keeps rolling between your fingers and you beckon it to come out. A little help, Lieutenant? Out comes his small folding knife. Lieutenant moves his blade across the man's skull, searching for the exit wound. There, nod towards the protrusion. Withdraw your hand 4 centimetres, please. Pull your fingers back and nod. With a crack, he punches the knife in the skull, then one more time and one more, until the bone comes loose like eggshell. Inside, you feel a jelly move from his poking. The object is still under your finger. Can you push it out? Push. 5 XP. A small flower of metal blossoms from the man's head, followed by your finger. A bullet. The lieutenant picks it up between his fingers. Unknown caliber, rifled. You may remove your hand from the victim's head now, officer. Well done. Item gained. Evidence. Fractured bullet. Here's your prize. He drops the bullet in an evidence bag and puts it in your hand. Your other hand, not the one covered in blood and cerebral cortex. He turns to his notebook. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate. Back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. He underlines the injury forcefully. How does that sound? Say nothing. Just nod. Opinion. Fatal injury. Agreed. Click, click goes the pen. And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3, ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal, post-mortem treatment. I said at the time, didn't I? I called it. I said the hanging thing was post-mortem because there was no claw marks on the neck. He didn't try to claw himself free. I said it. Haha. This game just took a step up in my book. It just got more interesting with that. That was a pretty intense little bit of investigation there. He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death and the hanging an attempt to conceal the fact. Treatment? Treatment, officer, is an attempt to manipulate the body after death to hide the real cause with a false cause. In this case, he points to the mark encircling the corpse's neck. This injury here. The ligament mark, the fractured hyoid bone. It was all treatment. Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging even dragging him to the yard, all of it was done after this man was already dead. Dead. Da-da-doop-doop. Deadity dead. Agreed. He nods. I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him? I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. That's a good point. I missed that point. Secret task complete. Find the bullet before you get fooled. Gain experience plus 30. There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, foolhardily. Well, no more. Who would do this? That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little bit easier. Why would anyone do this? To hide something? The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here? I think I need to wash myself. You task, wash off the death smell. Nice. Oh, he nods. You really, really do. I'm glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening. Yeah, we couldn't do that before, could we? Maybe the bullet holds more answers. Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I'm certain it has more to tell us. This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it. What happens next? We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my Kanema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day. You'll be gone? What should I do in the meanwhile? Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighbourhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. There's rats over there. Do you see it? I saw it. There it is. No? I'm sure I saw a rat move. And one more thing. He's doing the Columbo thing. Oh, and just one more thing, sir. Prodding his cigar in his face. He looks you in the eye. Great work, detective. Thanks, partner. That was good. Tutorial agent. After you bag the corpse, Kim will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly. Okay, tell me something, dead man. How do you like it in the fridge? Oh, I got XP for that. I like it a lot, brother. This really is your finest hour. You're a genius. A regular Copperlengello. Okay, let's keep Kim with us because I'm scared in this darkness. And what we're going to do there is save the game right there, folks. We're going to quick save. And we're going to do a proper save, just in case. We did some good stuff there. Save. Put it on this old auto save.